Do you, okay, so you have some friends who actually have said 66, 23, what is it, 33?
No, I haven't had anyone that's literally said that. But I do have this friend who is a she-they person.
Yeah.
Who is 100% femme presenting.
Yeah.
I mean, queer femme presenting.
Sure.
But not like...
That's most
butch,
of the she-theys.
Yeah.
Because if you're actually whatever, then you're gonna go they, them, or they, he, or he, they, whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. Not necessarily.
Yeah, but for the most part. There's like some of the like kind of boyish lesbians are going she, they, although I think it looks awkward on them like a dress at this point.
I think she, they is fine.
She, they is like the summer dress
cool
of pronouns to me. No. No self-respecting boy lesbian could be a she, they. That's girlier than me just not changing my pronouns. But I'm fully bought into the spectrum already. So some people have their little ideas about what they mean by she, they, but yeah, to me, I just can't help. I didn't, mean for this to happen, but I just started seeing it as a little sundress. So
yeah, well, that's fair. It sort of has that character to it.
But I know like a long hair lesbian who's, and she was on the podcast, who's like kind of masked but long hair. Like I'm like, okay, I can see how, as a long hair, using the pronoun helps people see the maskness. That some people are so stupid that they can't see your boyness, especially men, because they don't want to, because they don't want to realize how gay they are. And so if you add the they in, it's just like it's a little attempt to get people to see that I'm one of the boys too.
I think the they for a lot of people is just making space for themselves to be themselves. Mm-hmm. The people who recognize that, let's say they're a girl, they're femme, but they have some mask characteristics and they feel like they'll be judged for those by the same types of people who would be okay with that person being non-binary.
Yeah.
Like a true hard they, them.
Yeah.
And so they just throw the they out there. And they say, I'm she, they. And they're cool with the they when it gets used, but they know it's mostly she, and that's fine too. But everyone knows they're a she, they. So when they have something that's kind of masked, everyone's like, oh, that's the they part,
That's the they part.
But it doesn't matter that they're mostly a she.
Yeah, but doesn't this just kind of give it more categorization? Whereas, like, I was more interested in the project of expanding what she's and he's can be like, and just, accept that these things are not prescriptive and that you can do whatever. So the more that people kind of they and he themselves who are like me, the more I'm like, that's why I really am no pronouns. I've become my own joke, my own character, because I would prefer that. Usually people just, when you say that, default to they, them, as if that's no pronouns. But which I'm like, no, those are the ones I don't like, because almost all the they, them people, never mind. There was a conservative non-binary dude on a podcast, because I always joke that I was the first conservative non-binary. Of course, I'm not truly conservative, but I mean,
kind of
depends on how you define conservative. I mean, I don't know. I'm conservative about some things, like language, for sure.
I'm chaotic with language. Like I really care about it and I like it, but I'm ready to smash it. I mean, I get that, but that's a sacrifice that you'll have to make for the world I want to live in, so.
Well, I mean, things are always, pendulums are moving around. I'll continue to do my work on my side of the pendulum, which my side is like this. Can we steer it into the middle? Well, you people with your shoving things to one side or the other, it works, but it also gets dangerous, because then things swing hard back the other way if you go too far.
They do. Well, they can sometimes. Sometimes you pass the point of no return and they just don't swing back.
Yeah, we'll see what our rock bottom is.
For real.
Okay, but so wait, you were saying something about you have a friend who's she, they, but she's just like a chick or whatever, but she but that way people have a framework, or is that a different person? She's kind of like a chick, not a chick. Okay, not a girl, not any of those things. But she's kind of like a chick, but they also want you to use they. They want you to use she, and she wants you to use they as well. Right. And but you said she's not a chick?
No.
She wouldn't call herself a chick.
Yeah, no. They wouldn't call themselves a chick.
Yeah. What kind of words would they use?
I don't daddy.
Right. That's pretty common for she, her, she, theys, I think, too. Is there any she, they who doesn't all, she, they hat, daddy hat, those are the two on the...
I mean, I don't know. I think all the real daddies are they, thems, but I'm biased, so.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people want to be daddies, and it's good for everyone to be a daddy as often as they could be. So.
The she, theys are definitely cosplaying daddy.
Cosplaying daddy, which is cute. Everyone wants them to cosplay daddy, right?
I'm down for it, honestly. I think it's adorable.
I don't really know. I don't know if I've ever really engaged with a... Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay. We just didn't.
It's endearing because you get a little bit of that like spicy daddy energy, but really on the inside they're still really soft and sweet, which is what
I like playing with that with another like the other lesbians where it's like which one of us is like more the boy for sure, like more the dad, like it's very fun to play with that. And so I like when I tell people what their pronouns are, what they, you know what I mean, like whether they're really a boy or not. And it's like, it is a fun dynamic of, who wants to pretend who's daddy or whatever. Yeah, okay. So, I think that it's fun, and I've done this before too, like with Sophie, who it was a guest a few episodes ago. Like, I think in the descriptions and stuff, I like to play around with how I, switch from she to they, and that can be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, definitely a little bit satirical of the whole situation, but it's fun to play around with that. But I do think there are ways, like you were just doing, where you can talk about someone pretty fluidly if you kind of are good with language and quick on your feet and whatever.
That's a big if.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think we were doing a fun job of it, but I do think for most people they're not going to be like, ooh, we get to do poetry real quick.
Yeah, it's too much for most people. That's the reality of it. But here's the deal. I fucking said the same thing about they, them when I first started transitioning. Mm-hmm. I was like, look, non-binary people, I get how you feel. I know what it feels like to not feel like represented and put in this box and all that kind of shit. But like, let's be real. You can't expect society. But now I'm like, well, they, them, that's, everyone has to be cool with they, them. That's not non-negotiable.
Yeah, but a lot of people still don't have any they, thems in their lives, or they only have like,
they're missing out.
A niece or whatever.
I mean, we don't need a he, they in life, but like a they, them. Everyone needs a they, them.
Do Molly with a non-binary person day. Another holiday in my cult.
Yeah. Do Molly with they, thems because they're fun. Do Molly with she, theys because that'll be like emotional. And do Molly with he, theys. No, don't do Molly
with he, they cops. Do Molly with he, they cops.
For the good of society.
If you can find a he, they cop out there, please also send it my way. The cops wear pink and they have their pronouns on their little badges.
This is the future.
We're getting there. I'm just saying this is better than defund them. How about if we reimagine the police?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I just feel like let's find something we can all agree about personally. But if you guys want to keep...
That sounds very agreeable.
Thank you. I should have run for office, but... okay, well, so the only one... So I didn't like on Urban Dictionary when they were saying... One of the examples was you could just say... Did she, they go to the store?
No, we don't do that.
I'm like, Urban Dictionary, whatever fucking queer lobbyist applied for this job, No, you can't say that that's an acceptable thing. We're not going to do that. You could...
I would rather say Z.
It's like when, people would say, did he or she go to we're doing he/she, but we just meant did one or did they or anything like that. Yeah, no, we've voted that out as a people, so we're not going to do that. Yeah. I think if you're going to do it, you just have to have fun with it. But I think it's okay. I mean, I did it when I was doing my little Elliot Page character, this comedy thing for Halloween. I was saying, like, if you don't know how he, they pronouns work, so if you're queer, you can call me he. If you're straight, you can call me they.
That's fun.
Or maybe it was the other way around. And I was like, unless you're a person of color, and then you can call me whatever you want. Anyway, you can find it on YouTube.
Unless you're a person of color, then you can call me master.
Yeah.
You have to cut that out.
Yeah, okay. So... but yeah, I mean, it is a little bit, I've noticed where depending on the situation, I think people do choose like whether to say he or they in a context of like, if you're going to say he, they, then we kind of are going to all think that you want us to call you he, him a lot, actually, because you're you're cutting your boobs off and coming out with an 8-pack or whatever, 10-pack? Fake abs, it's a controversy. I don't know if you know. I was informed by a heckler at my off script show the other day that there's a controversy over whether Elliot Page's abs are real. It's like one of these things on the internet. I don't know.
They don't exactly look like it.
They look strange. It's just like, where did that 8-pack, like, how?
He got really, like, thick in the midsection real fast.
But I don't know how long he was, like, I wasn't watching the little things that he's been in before that. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't even know, but I don't think there was an 8-pack, like, was there a year? Because he said he had this realization, like, it was like during COVID, he was back in Iceland or whatever. I don't remember. Some Canadian shit. And like on Tumblr a lot or whatever, and said
Why would you be on Tumblr these days?
Not Tumblr. I don't even know what YouTube or whatever it is. We should do that podcast. What was that podcast about, like, YouTube rabbit holes? Oh, I finally learned about the PewDiePie guy. Oh my God. Anyway, I still don't really know or remember what that was.
You gotta go down the rabbit hole on Chris Chan.
Chris Chan? Is that like Fortran? But
no, Chris Chan.
Oh, Chris Chan.
Okay, so long story short, 4chan, if you become like a known person, especially if you're it's been so long since
stopped recording, probably ran out of space. Hold on. Who knows how long ago that was?
Oh my God, Arielle.
We've been talking for an hour. No, it about just happened. Look at that.
Okay, cool.
I'm good at things. Noticing things like a truffle hunter. Okay. Okay, now I have to do this. This is what my life's like. It's, yeah. These are good problems to have in reality, but it's still bullshit. The audio device has been used, but just pretend. Okay.
Oh, hey, you're recording on your phone, so at least you technically still have the audio.
That's so true. Oh, I praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
As a metaphor, for whatever it is that takes the wheel sometimes. That's just happened. So then I'll just see what happens if we now have that plugged in. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, cool.
But also, yeah, where are we at with this? Have we covered she/they stuff? I can't remember if we were in the middle.
I feel like I was about to make a point that I was excited to make,
yes.
but I don't fucking remember what it was.
Work our way back. Okay, she/they haircuts. Should we talk about that and just see if you remember? Should we not? One of my jokes. It's like, should we not just redo pronouns, reset them, and just go by haircuts, hair length? So short hairs are he, him, medium length are they, them, and long hairs are she, hers, unless if you have short hair but you have like hoop earrings. We'll look at your shoes. And a man or a short hair if he has, long hair but has like a big beard, then you're he, him.
That is one way you could do it, yeah.
I think it's just as valid as any other way. That's my contention.
I think that would be a lot less oppressive. So right? I'm down.
Thank you. I think it's one of my better ideas. It sounds like a joke, but I'm also serious.
I mean, like,
I think it would actually solve a lot of problems.
Net neutral effect of that, I feel like, is positive.
It needs to be about, like, if we could do pronouns by something we could all agree on. Then I think that would be better. Now we would all know what we meant.
Find something we all agree.
Yes, then we would all know what we meant when we said, because different people are going to mean different things by he, she, and they, or whatever, and then it's like it has gotten kind of like out of hand. So I just feel like if we just go by hair length and basic. Are you one of the? If it's a pixie, we know you're she, her, because it'll come down at an angle instead of square. So we could just. I would say we should assume everyone's pronouns, but just do it in a basic, like, what do you feel like to me? And we can use different pronouns for...
Why does everyone feel like I'm a he, him to them?
Oh, I forgot that I now have to plug in the microphone.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You'll find out your pronouns. We'll just do this clip. We'll find out your pronouns on any given moment or interaction from what other people's perception of you is. And that's more interesting than telling people how to think of you.
That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's how it kind of works anyway. But then we have these little faggoty little attempts to be like, oh, I'm this. And it's like, you seem like that to me, bitch. You know, prove it.
I don't know.
Make people feel... I'm mostly maybe kidding. I don't know.
Even when I feel like people are like being lame about pronouns in whatever way it is that they're being lame, I still like support them because
they're trying. God damn it.
Well, in my opinion, whatever helps them get whatever's inside of them out, whatever helps them express themselves. Because
what if what's inside of them is not good?
That is actually a great point. But
thanks. But also everyone is like one of God's children.
Sure.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
We're all one, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to then unplug this and then see what happens. I don't know. What do you believe is the nature of the universe?
Oh, God. I mean, I'm not religious.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you still get to have an idea about what the hell everything is.
Well, it's just particles smashing into each other.
Yeah, but why, like the Big Bang, you can't even really say what happened before that because time didn't exist the way we know it before that.
Well, it's a totally incoherent thought to ask what happened before
that in relation to it. But why did anything happen?
That doesn't matter though.
But why is there matter at all?
But that doesn't matter because there is. But
it does matter in terms of the mystery of why would anything why would something existing make more sense than just nothing?
So are you asking me where I think the universe came from?
Yeah.
I don't know. The idea that the universe has always existed is just as odd to me as the idea that it did not exist and then it did
How
exist.
Is there no time and all of a sudden time and stuff exists? That doesn't make sense. How is there no anything and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of stuff?
But how could there always have been something?
Because with our limited human minds, we can't really grasp what timelessness is, but it's just like, there just is being, because nothing can't exist. That's not a valid concept. There can't be nothing.
Sure.
That's nothing. No, the nothingness is a concept. Like, it's like, there's no, that doesn't, if there were nothing, then we wouldn't be around to think about it.
What is currently what is outside the borders of the universe? Because the universe is expanding.
Yeah, but
nothing is outside the borders of the universe, so it's possible that there is.
No, but if that's just an idea. The universe is just an idea. That's just a game we're playing to make this like there be a concept of what's going on, and that's why every time we make our telescopes go farther out, the universe keeps getting bigger all the time. If you zoom in more, it turns out you can split an atom, you can split anything, because we're just going to keep going. We're just making it up as we go along.
Yeah, but as far as we understand physics, the universe is finite and expanding.
Sure, but again, that's just a concept because we're not doing anything with that. You're just having this experience right now.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's just an idea. You're just living this experience that doesn't really have, nothing is weighing on you about that other than just the gravity of all that, all the math that we do to make all this up. Sure. But like we have to be dealing with those too though. So then I'm going to try to just see what happens if we have saved it. I don't know if I might have to like delete it or something, delete something. It's at capacity. This is like, I have to buy a laptop right now. I mean, we can't just keep talking because we can make this into a very strange clip. I've loved this, though. Can I say, like, this is what I really would like my podcast to be, where I'm like, okay, so we talked about she, they, and Kyle Rittenhouse and the nature of the universe. Like, fucking idiot.
That's sort of what I showed up for.
Yeah. It's a non-binary conversation. Well, that's what I call my podcast. It's like, it's politically non-binary. Because I am. I mean, as much as people want to... I'm about as they, them politically as you can get. Yeah, or Z0 even.
Yeah,
maybe.
You might be neo-pronouns.
I might be neo-pronouns politically. Yeah, or we can do pronouns by your political... There you go. Everyone has to choose. See, that's why I don't do the pronouns. I get the conservative non-binary. Because I don't want to swear allegiance to the Democratic Party with my pronouns. So I can't be having pronouns like a little fucking... You know, so... but if we did that, just on the nose, that's why I joke too. It's like, okay, yeah, we should tell each other our pronouns, our political party, what character you were in Sex and the City. Everyone has to say all that shit. Like your Harry Potter house, not anymore, but so. But see, people still want to. There are so many queers who just like yearn to tell you they're a Huffle Craven, whatever.
That's fine. I'm
dog. What is it called? Raven Puff. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I still eat Chick-fil-A, so like,
yeah.
I mean, fuck Chicken.
I thought something happened with Chick-fil-A where they stopped caring anymore, or
there's some influence.
I heard there's something that happened where they didn't. It's not that they changed their minds, but that they were like, we're just gonna stop donating. You guys.
Well,
just enjoy the chicken.
They stopped donating to like one conglomeration of charities or whatever that involved like not concentration camps, conversion camps. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, well that's but they're not gassing gays in Indiana or something. Behind those Chick-fil-A smiles,
no, so
the real Holocaust that's been happening for years.
So perhaps not concentration camps, but conversion camps. Right?
Hot, dude! I wanted to go to a conversion camp so bad. I would have literal dreams where I was hooking up with chicks at conversion camps.
Oh, I love that.
Come on.
Yeah, it would be great, except for it would probably actually be terrible.
They're clockwork oranging you at night, but during the day you're all fucking each other. Yeah. Like it's only making it hotter.
I see. That's what I was talking about earlier while we were sitting outside smoking a joint. That's a sexy, difficult life. Yeah,
totally. It's not something you can write a memour about or make a movie. Yeah, you want those kind of problems.
That does sound like abject misery, but
so you're saying that getting molested by a priest is a good thing?
No. I didn't say it's a good thing. I just said that it's sexy.
Yeah. That's just most of how the universe works. God's not really interested in good. That's where they get it wrong with the problem with people. They're like, if God's all loving and all powerful, it's like, God's not interested in all good and your faggoty little pure bliss all the time. God's entertaining is what we want. Sexy is what we want. That's why all rape and murder. Sorry. We are so gross as God. If that's true, to me, it's like, if we're all one and we're all God, it's like, guys, why are y'all raping each other? It's not me. It's y'all, but also I get it, kind of. I don't know. This fucking universe is crazy, dude. Oh, what are we doing? Expanding the universe. Is it okay? Can we steer the ship to a better life? Please. Because otherwise we gotta kill ourselves. Otherwise we have to just like end it and start over. Not soon, but like, oof. Like, I think we need to really do some work on making this a better universe. Like, and each of us has to just show up every day and try to be making it better.
That's all I do.
Like, a little hard, right?
I just,
Okay.
I'm not like, an architect of any grand plans of that, but like, just on a personal level, I do just try to make the world better generally than worse.
I think we all need to meditate. Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know. I don't want to spend that much time with myself.
But that's the thing. I think you're supposed to. Otherwise, we get mentally disordered.
I think I'll just do drugs instead.
Well, if you can find the right drugs all the time, as long as you can stay on them. Yeah, I do think I'm going to start microdosing mushrooms like every day.
Yeah, I'm really into that idea, personally.
The other day I had we were already drunk, and I don't usually do this, but it was one of those days where it felt right to like, everyone was just like, let's have one shroom. We were like,
those are my favorite days. I had so many recently.
I found out there was an open mic, a comedy open mic in this little town, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to this, and I'm gonna get drunk. They don't know me here, and I'm gonna get, well, everyone knew me, so, but it's the comics, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so the guy, I just wrote down Arielle, because there was a show, but then they were also interspersed open mic comics. So I just wrote down Arielle, and I should have put Deborah, no, but then he was just like, still like, Arielle Isaac Norman. I'm like, I purposely got drunk so I could, but it was fun. I just asked this couple about their sex life and embarrassed their grandparents who were in the whatever, but
Sweet.
Yeah, it was very entertaining, I think, so. What was my point of all of this?
Did that have to do with mushrooms?
Mushrooms. Oh yeah. So anyway, so we'd had a fun night, and like then we went back, and it was like time to like, oh yeah, let's just like do a shroom and stay up. And I forgot that I had like 2 hours later, I'm like having so much energy and like such a like a fun perspective, like I'm lit, and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, like I took that mushroom, because usually when I take mushrooms, I start feeling really bad.
That's my historical experience.
But if you just take a little.
But yeah, I've had a couple nights recently where I just took a little and then just forgot that I took it. You know, have like a really unique kind of like thought pattern or something. Just see something in like a kind of like a novel way, and be like sort of like weirded out that I suddenly just saw something so differently out of nowhere, and then remember, oh yeah, I did take that like one mushroom.
Yeah, I think we're really supposed to be using those as medicine a lot more. I think that's really kind of a key to, and then we could solve all these problems. Maybe that really, you know, we've been joking about it for years, but it's like, if we could, it's like, do Molly with a cop, do shrooms with everybody. If we could get, I mean, is it as simple? That's funny. I think God likes that kind of shit. It's funny if the answer really is like, everyone was just supposed to do the good drugs. If that's the answer, like, that's entertaining, that's funny, that's delightful. Like, we like stuff like that. So I think it might just be the answer.
I think
people are supposed to do more of these like nice drugs. Our ancestors were always doing shrooms. It just helps. Dude, the mycelium networks, and I don't know all this shit, and science confuses me, but, you know, my girlfriend is very smart and reads all these books. And, like, there's, like, this magical fucking mushroom shit going on all over the earth. They're talking and communicating, whatever. It's like, if God needs to make up a story about something cool that really could fit, like, this is like we're living in a fairy tale. You're supposed to just eat the mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms are fairy tale shit, for sure.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to eat the mushrooms. I think that even like the designer drugs and stuff like that, I think you still, I mean, I don't know if you could say you should do them, but I think a lot of people would benefit from doing the ones that
Some people need to balance out some of the uppers, you know, leaning too far into the uppers or the downers. It's like, that's not going to be as productive for anything. But the love drugs, the perspective drugs, those ones, like, everyone, come on. We should be celebrating everyone who wants to do ayahuasca. It shouldn't be illegal and secret. We should be like, oh God, please, you want to go on a fucking spiritual journey where you vomit everything out and figure out how to love everyone? Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh no. Naughty. Like, but that should just be what we do at whatever years old. That should be one of the rites of passage that you do. That should, you know, like,
I believe so.
So it's like, we all need to figure out some kind of native shit, whether it's like native to the land you're on right now, native to your actual ancestors in Ireland or wherever they are. There's all kinds of fucking awesome mythology that we could be using that's all about Mother Earth and how to live in harmony with her and stuff like this, where it's like, yeah, we really need to be thinking more about water and mushrooms.
Yeah, like, clearly those people were doing mushrooms. Yeah. I mean, obviously. So why deprive us of that? Honestly, as someone who was like very lawful good, like strictly lawful good for like the vast majority of my life, who is only like recently started doing... No, I just mean, like, you know, I didn't have anything against psychedelics, and I thought like they were probably pretty good, but I didn't do them because they were illegal.
Oh yeah, cute.
You know, stupid. But anyway, I eventually decided that was dumb, and I started doing them after, you know, all these years of deciding intentionally to not do it. And what I found is that nothing got worse, and a lot of stuff got a lot better in my life.
So there you go.
Yeah, I just think that, like, humans are undeniably, like, so good at adapting, right? But part of what makes us good at adapting is because we can predict what's coming, given, like, pattern recognition and stuff like that. But we get too into that, and that pattern recognition side of things gets, like, baked into how we see the world, and we don't have the ability to really, like, root it out by ourselves. But then you take some mushrooms, you think about it a little bit, and you're like, oh my God, I don't have to do that thing that way. I just don't have to. It just doesn't have to be like that.
We evolved symbiotically with the shrooms, and so they, just like, are this thing that is part of our diet, part of the nutrients that we need, is what it kind of seems like. Vitamin B, vitamin M, you know, here we are. We just need...
Vitamin P.
Still time right?
Yeah.
Vitamin P. Yeah, how come do people call it that?
No, but...
Pourquoi?
Maybe...
It's crazy.
Maybe they do now.
Vitamin P.
Yeah.
We should all just be taking it, I think, a little bit. I mean, put it in the fucking cereal, I say. I don't know what age, but probably as early as... Well, that's another thing of part of my religion that I'm developing.
Microdose children is, I think, what we need to do.
Microdose the children, you heard it here first. Probably not, but we'll try to...
I mean, only if they consent.
We'll talk to them about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that kind of stuff. We should talk to scientists about that. But I do know that in my religion that I'm creating, that is part of it, where it's a sacrament every Sunday, and not that you can't just fucking microdose every day, but is to do some amount of shrooms. You could do a little microdose, you could do a hero's dose, whatever, but that everyone should do that once a week.
I think that would be good for everyone that doesn't have schizophrenia.
Yeah, exactly. Some people have to figure that shit out, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, some people will develop acute schizophrenia, and that's the price that we're paying.
Yeah. Done. Deal.
It's
those people, I mean, their lives, who knows what would have happened if they didn't do the shrimp, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot, we don't have hard answers about what has happened with those people and what would have happened if they had done.
If you're so delicate that you can't do a little bit of shrooms without going crazy.
There's a little Darwin-y kind of stuff happening. It happens. Look, life is dangerous, okay? We're never going to be able to clean up all the edges, so.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out how to best... utilitarian kind of map.
Yeah, we just have to figure out which people have to die to make a good society.
Right. And it's always going to be a few people. So
yeah,
everyone who wants to shove no one off the boat is not being realistic. And we're all going to die. Yeah. Well, I think that solves the she-they.
I'm willing to say that we need to throw someone off the boat. But I'm not really willing to say whom. You know,
yeah,
nor am I willing to throw them off the boat.
I will say who. I'm not going to throw them off the boat. But I think I will try to figure out whom and then help everyone else.
Look, I'll throw them off the boat, but everyone has to lay a hand on it. You know, like if you're fucking a kid with your friends, everyone has to fuck the kid.
Also, well, that's for different reasons, I would say. You're more the shooting range reason, but you wanted to make that horrific analogy, and that's fine. Because, you know, it's your culpability that, not your legal culpability, but your actual culpability that I would think you would want to temper. So, but I think what we do is instead talk them into jumping off the boat. I mean, I'll just, like a good cult leader, you know, you need to be able to talk some people into killing themselves. What's-her-face did it without even, the Heaven's Gate chick, she didn't even do it herself. She just let her husband do her dirty work. She got them all to, I don't think she wanted to, but
I don't know anything about
it. Heaven's Gate. Like, it was just, you know, when chicks murder a lot of people, it looks different than
They're
men
good
do
at
it. It just looks very different. It's rare, but it looks very different usually. And like this chick had all these followers and then she and her husband, she was like the star of it. And then there basically was a thing where she wasn't supposed to be able to like get sick and die because of their theology. And so she did. And then he was like, they couldn't really figure out how to reconcile the situation. So he just felt like when Halley's Comet or whatever Hale-Bopp, whatever it was, when that was going by, he was like, getting the message that we're actually all supposed to kill ourselves and get on that. Because it's like, that's why she died, because things got too fucked up here. And so we needed to like press reset or whatever. So we're all, you know, that kind of thing. But it's like, so this bitch posthumously gets all these people just commit suicide. Like, that men never do that. You know what I mean? Like that. Behind every great man, there's a woman like that who just like, she set up that whole thing. And she had letters to her daughter who had gotten out of the cult. And like for a long time, it was just very like, they had a relationship, but they wouldn't talk about the cult ever, whatever. And then toward the end, she was starting to add little things in the letters where it would be like, and you know, you should go ahead and enjoy a normal life, you know? And so this bitch is like, because she's sick and she's realizing, oh, Jesus isn't gonna keep me alive. And I don't know that she was like, ha ha ha, I'm fooling all these people. I think she probably believed all this shit.
Maybe.
But then I think she maybe had I don't know. I also think it's possible that some of these people are just crazy and diabolical, right? But they don't leave behind a journal that's like, these fucking idiots, believe me. Like, there's never been a journal.
The diabolical thing is to not leave the journal.
Yes,
to
exactly.
know that you're so interesting and just like, nah, sorry guys. Bastards.
Bastards. It's like, I don't know, we don't want to know on some level.
Perhaps not.
Okay, so did we solve pronouns? It's just a fucking scale is all people are doing right now. But no, because at the same time, that's the thing. If it's a scale, if we do the 1 to 7, that goes against trans people, because if you want she, her to mean something besides kind of like range of gender expression on the femme mask type of shit, you know what I mean? And like, or whatever. Because some of these non-binary people are claiming it's still like
But it's descriptive, not prescriptive, which solves all the problems. You could say, oh, well, this person doesn't seem to fit into the category that they're claiming to be, and that's okay, because anytime you put something into boxes and categorize it, you're necessarily destroying nuance, and everyone's nuance.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, none of us could truly be put into a box on anything, much less gender.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just descriptive. So if somebody says, I'm a he, they, but they really seem more like a she, they, or whatever the fuck, that's fine. It's just that's how they experience it. That's how they want to convey what they experience to you. So I just let them.
Yeah.
But also, this is the reason that I don't get upset when people get my pronouns wrong. You know, she, her. I'm a binary trans woman. I'm not they, them, me at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I'm not totally passable. I mean, people look at me and they're like, this person wants me to refer to them as a woman. They want to be thought of as a woman, but I sound like a dude, you know?
Yeah.
So like, and I kind of look like a dude. So like, I get it. But when people use the wrong pronouns, they're not like, one, they don't see gender like I do. And two, they're not like trying to define what I am or I'm not most of the time. That's not like a conscious thought that they're trying to put me in a box. They're literally just using a word.
Yeah.
And they just get the wrong one because they don't understand what my life is like. And
Yeah.
if they did, if they knew gender like I knew gender, they knew how I felt, like I know how I felt, they would get it. You know, so they just don't get it, and that's fine. And they can just be wrong, right? So similarly, I think if you're one of these things that doesn't really line up, where people would say that you're one thing, but you kind of feel like another thing, you kind of just have to accept that people are going to get it wrong. And you have all the right in the world to request that they get it right and to correct them when they get it wrong. But like, can you realistically get mad at them unless it's like somebody repeatedly not trying to get it right or something like that? Then,
and are there these people? Because I keep hearing that from everyone, like, just don't get mad at me when I make a mistake. But I'm like, is that still happening a lot where people are getting mad just because someone's making a mistake?
I don't think it happens a lot, but I think a lot of people are worried about it.
But we're definitely worried. I just don't think it's happening that much. I think most queer people and people with pronouns or whatever, like, are actually pretty gracious about it most of the time. And there's always some crazies of every demographic doing crazy things.
Sure.
We just need to remember not to judge everybody by those people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And that's what's so hard. It's like, the trans activist, whatever this monolith is, versus Dave Chappelle's fans, whatever this monolith is. Right. It's like that's not real. That's not real. Every time I bristle every time someone says the gay community. I'm like, and there was a time when there kind of was a gay community, sort of like there was a meaningful thing that meant. There was currently not anything truly meaningful meant by the gay community.
Well, it depends on what you mean.
Unless you're in certain maybe
like
cities, I don't know.
What context are you using the word community in?
Yeah.
And so there is a community in the sense that you have this sort of like intrinsic bond or like trust or like whatever connection with someone that's also gay.
Yeah.
But like there's maybe not in a lot of cases community as in like you're both members of the same community and have this familiarity and are working together. Or that we
generally speaking have the same like values or politics or whatever like that. I don't think that there's as much of that going on. I think that like, yeah, maybe you could say more likely to be Democrat or more likely to be liberal, but that's about all you could say, and it's not that hard and fast.
Yeah, it gets really hard to
unless someone identifies as non-binary, in which case they're liberal. Except that one guy and me.
For sure, but like it's one of those things where I feel like you, I don't know, you don't have the ability to generalize the community as much anymore as you used to. It's more of a community of individuals, and they're connected by the fact that they're gay, but they're just a bunch of individuals, you know, as opposed to like gay people as a monolith. And
I assume Chappelle's fans are similarly could be described that there's not a community, but people act like there's, you know what I mean, a Dave Chappelle fan community, as if we're all on like a one of those old fan sites where you would get
the ChappelleForums.com.
Forums. I mean, I'm sure there are Reddit forums where Chappelle's fans hang out, but yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, I miss the internet.
I'm gonna dedicate a Tumblr to Chappelle stands.
Yeah, I thought Tumblr wasn't fun anymore.
It's not, because there's no porn.
Oh, right. You gotta go to Twitter now.
Yeah.
I did finally use Twitter for porn recently.
I hear it's good.
I feel like I found something really good.
Mm-hmm.
No, I kind of do. Just like this dude who looks like exactly like I want a dude to look like. Do you know what I mean?
Which is how?
I'll show you his name. What's his name? Oh, hold on. I don't need this anymore.